Good evening to all of you. Myself, Ramara Secretary, IGS Guntur chapter. This is the 39th webinar of IGS Guntur chapter, organized by IGS Guntur chapter, IGS student chapter, RVR and JC College of Engineering Guntur. IGS Guntur chapter established in 2003 and has organized a number of seminars, workshops, significant being IGC 2009 National Conference held at RVR and JC College of Engineering. I am thankful to Mr. Ashish D. Garpure, Managing Director, Genstru Consultants Private Limited, Pune, to deliver this webinar lecture, Improving Geotechnical Investigation Reliability by logging through BOReLOG app. It is a mobile app. I have already shared the link. Once again, I will share. I request all of you download app from your mobile. Few announcements before introducing the speaker. I request all the participants, please stop your video. And during the lecture, you are going to chat with the host only, that is myself. And you may chat audio and video issues. Please do not share your information, questions during the lecture. After completion of the lecture, I will share Google Form link, and its purpose is sharing PDF content of the lecture and your feedback. Question answer session at the end of the lecture through chat. Our next webinar tomorrow at 11 a.m. So that is the 40th webinar by Dr. KVR Ravishankar, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Warangal, Telangana. He is going to deliver lecture on intelligent transportation systems. Now, I request Mr. PVSN Krishna, Associate Professor and Advisor to IGS Student Chapter, RVR and JC College of Engineering, introduce this speaker. Mr. Maruti Krishna.
Good evening, sir. So I feel privileged and delighted in introducing Sri Ashish D. Garpure, Managing Director, Genstru Consultants Private Limited. He completed BE in Civil Engineering from Government Engineering College, Jabalpur, MTech degree in Civil Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, and MBA from Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. Sri Garpure is a licensed professional engineer registered with the state of California and Maryland, USA, and Mumbai Municipal Corporation, with a diversified experience in various civil engineering fields, and has been associated with a number of prestigious projects in India and abroad. Published a number of technical papers on geotechnical and hydraulics engineering in national and international publications. Worked in various technical and management roles in different companies, namely Trafalgar House Constructions, S2UP Consultant, Hincon Techno Consult, and McAfee, India and USA. Actively involved and contributed in providing innovative and state-of-the-art solutions to many challenging and prestigious projects in hilly terrain. Recipient of Supreme Best Engineer Award in 2012, contributed to many IRC codes, including to the state-of-the-art design and construction of rockfill mitigation systems, Special Report 23 by IRC Highway Research Board. Now, I invite you, sir, to deliver the technical lecture. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. Shall I share the screen and start with the presentation?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Please share your screen and start the presentation.
All right. Hope you all are able to see this.
Yes, sir.
Right. So
spotlight it didn't keep.
Yeah. Is it okay now?
Okay.
Right. All right. So today's presentation is about reliability as well as about the application BOReLOG, right? As simple, the name suggests, it is simply a logging application at field investigation. But I'll definitely start more on the reliability part, right? Geotechnical investigation, a lot of those people who are in field, I'm pretty sure that they are aware that it is hard to get a reliable geotechnical investigation. The cost competition kills it. I'll not hesitate to say that there are a lot of paper reports rather than actual detailed investigation reports.
Hello, sir. Any problem?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Right. Okay, a bit of problem in internet, so I hope we can put up with this. Any point of time, sir, please interrupt if I'm missing some connection.
Okay.
Right. Fine. So we'll go with this geotechnical investigation. What is it? Its importance, implications, and implementation. So starting with importance of geotechnical investigation, a geologically sound exploration is indispensable in the evaluation of natural deposits. So it's essential that we determine the extent and quality of subsoil investigation to resolve a lot of open-ended geotechnical problems we face, right? And I'll go ahead with this quote by, Little John Cole. Without site investigation, ground is a hazard, right? Or another quote, the largest element of technical and financial risk lies normally in the ground, right? So inadequacy or unreliability can lead to over or under designed structures, either way having cost implication, right? So I'll just show these pictures, that these are happening in neighborhood. It's not that we have to borrow a long distance or a reference or something. I'm based in Pune and this happens in Pune, right? A collapse. Even the lives, are taken in this tragedy. So, but I'll still come back that it is important to do investigation, and I'll put it with a little sense of humor but here that if we all know the case of Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? And imagine, at the time it was erected, engineers saying that I saved a little on geotechnical investigations and no one will ever know it. Really? Don't we know it now? What is the cost? And some more humor just for the start, that how most engineers believe that with a carefully developed strategy, even failures can be salvaged. You can see a sinking building, and the way to look at it is that every few years you'll have an additional basement. Really? Again, question. And one more wonder, right? So fortunately, not too much damage. Only one cow, two goats, three chickens, and four slope experts who came to examine the rock face are buried underneath. So geotechnical engineering has its problem. And the way I see it, that investigation has to be the base. Then you add a theory and definitely experience to top the crown, right? But without investigation, the base of the pyramid will be missing. And I know lots of experts in this field who have been in geotechnical engineering field, and I can, probably say with some confidence that despite having lots of experience, they wouldn't be able to predict a new ground condition just by eyes or experiences. They need investigation. And of course, the theory is the link between, connecting all the three: experience, theory, and investigation. What are the implications of, not having a reliable data. So I'm just giving a very small and very mundane example here, that if angle of internal friction, say 28 degree, 30 degree, 30. So imagine that a reliable angle of friction is 30 degree. Now, if you underestimate it and you go for 28 degree design, you have a cost. If you overestimate is 32 degree, you will come down on the cost, but what will happen is that you may have a failure. In fact, cost of overestimation is actually more dangerous, right? So a just analysis or just investigation would give you a just result. So just on these three, 2, 3 example, you can see that you can save around 10% of cost in foundation. I have one more figure, which shows that how, if you adjust your soil investigation cost as a percentage of total cost of construction, then what could be the saving, right? So this is the total increase in construction cost versus soil investigation cost. So you can see just by adjusting 2% of the construction cost, the increase or decrease, the way you look at it is 25%, right? So if you want to save, you may increase the cost of construction. If you want to spend those 2% on investigation, you can actually decrease around 25% of cost of construction. This is generic data, right? So the way I see it is a reliable investigation. Even if you do reliable investigation in geotechnical engineering, the factor of safety we have to keep high. And why is that? Because the non-homogeneity of soil or foundation. So we have to be in a band and not a line or point. So if you are conservative, there is a cost increase. And if you are aggressive, then you have multiple, level of cost increase, because aggressive estimation can lead to failure or maybe redesign or reconstruction. Everything has a cost. So people choose to be conservative, but even that is losing cost. Why can't we just stick to a reliable investigation instead? So without a high quality and well scoped site investigation, your project has 1 in 3 to 1 in 2 chance of running overtime or budget. Improved knowledge of the site reduces uncertainty and will enhance your ability to identify and manage project risks. So a prognostic geotechnical investigation can result in significant savings during construction. Right? That's the disease. So reasons for inadequate geotechnical investigation, mostly lack of client awareness. They see investigation cost as a cost. Cost of construction is bound to happen, but cost of investigation, people don't see the importance of it. Right? Inadequate finance in the initial stages when you are still building your project or when it is in your feasibility stage. Insufficient time, and I'm pretty sure that those who are in industry, they will recognize it, that most of the time it happens that, okay, we decided about a project, but now we want to quickly go about it. We don't have time for investigation, because typical investigation would take at least 2 months. So just rush. And even if you get over it and you deploy an agency for investigation and you do not get right geotechnical expertise, right? So how and what is the way to reliability? So I'll take it as a personal example. When we started this company, we thought that like any other company, that we should be best in what, right? And this is where we try to define very specifically where we want to be, right? While the vision will give a holistic and creative solutions we should have in geotechnical engineering, and the touch point would remain environmental, hydraulic, structural, so a combination of it, right? So and then we added that, okay, vision being there, how to achieve that. And that's where we realized that we had to do our own exploration testing to be sure that what we are doing is right, using the best method, practices, instruments, equipments, and price to give value to all stakeholders. The important point is that we want to be reliable, so we take 2% and we pass on 20% benefit to the client, right? So you need to have a right infrastructure, be it office or lab or field, right? Right processes. I'm just depicting that we took certification, and definitely certifications do not mean you have right processes. I'm just showing the intent that you must have a right processes, and then you must have right people, right training, and right tools. So at the right tools part, we also started thinking about it, and we helped develop this Android app called BOReLOG, right? Because what we saw that when we are doing investigation, all our field people will come back with their own idea about description of a BOReLOG. And we wanted some unified system so that we interpreted, and IS code is there. So we'll come back to that one. More on it is that we want to do all investigations, right? Whether be it in marine, water bodies, or on land. Have geotechnical lab, geophysical survey, drone survey, or other geotechnical tests. So if you see one part of our organization, we dedicated to getting the data, and the other part, the consultancy part, is using the data. And we at director, managing director level are the interface to make sure that we are getting the data right, using the data right, and delivering the data right. So sample logging is a very serious business. That's what we thought. Again, a bit touch of humor. So where you are investigating, make sure what are you investigating, and are you analyzing it properly, right? So soft dark brown with much amorphous organic matter and peculiar organic types, well, very well described. As per IS code or international codes, who knows? Right, so this is where we thought that we should go ahead from manual to digitized borehole logging, right? And this is just one small step. I'm pretty sure that just by bore logging will not be able to be reliable 100%, but this is one step, and that's where the importance comes. So what we wanted from BOReLOG is a consistent, verified, efficient, and eco-friendly in a way we are not wasting paper, pens, and all. Reliable, professional, and very logical outputs. So it's an Android mobile application, and it helps in geotechnical field bore logging. Okay, this is not for post the field bore logging. You need to correct it through your lab test as well, but this is for field bore logging. It facilitates electronic endorsement from client. Even without internet connectivity, you can actually add the data, but with internet connectivity, you can share live updates, and you can relay your figures to the client. It captures real-time pictures of soil, rock, identifies the color with internationally recognized standard color charts as a built-in feature, and I'll show all of it to you. Preliminary subsurface stratification, adhering to standard guidelines, right? So this is the advantage that we eliminate pen paper entries. We have electronic endorsement, data transfer, real-time capture. So even the location is recognized through GPS, right? And auto calculates the small data like SPT value, TCR, SCR, RQDs, and so. Not a big deal, but eliminates the calculation error, human error at site. Adheres to internationally recognized standards, built-in pop-ups for smooth and easy navigation, and feature to attach images, organization logo, so you can actually customize it to your organization if you are in investigation business. Okay, So all this feature and how the data is fed once you download the BOReLOG app, and then you have to accept all the conditions it gives, because it takes GPS data, location data, so it will rely on a lot of your mobile's capacities, right? And the data is stored in the mobile, it is nowhere else. So that's an advantage, that your data is safe. So it adds all this permissions, email address, because you need to email the report from the mobile itself. You need permission for camera because it takes pictures and compares the colors, contacts, so that you can quickly find and send the email to. Location, so it uses GPS network. So network-based GPS is entered. It will need some storage to access the content of your SD card, and Google Play billing services. And how we go ahead very logically is first we have to have a BOReLOG entry, then we put the borehole data, right? And the project information for the project you're working on. There's some subscription levels, but yes, initially to get acquainted, you have 3 boreholes free. Right, so this is the how we feed into the app, right? Layer by layer details. And this is on the right hand side. If you see, a ready BOReLOG is prepared and emailed to client. It's very easy to work with. So if you can see layer by layer, soil or rock or for different location, and then if you click on this arrow here, right, then it's a sending report, and it just sends the whole report. And this is how you get the entire report format. Now I have put Genstru's logo, and you can change it to your organization's logo. And this complete BOReLOG is exactly as per IS code requirements. And in fact, most of the international code requirements, it captures everything. So what happens with reliability is definitely repeat clientele what we've got. We have never won any government tender because lowest L1 is the condition, but we have got lots and lots of private client now, and we get repeat business with that. Right? So what I'll do is maybe I can read the summary, but if I can walk you through the app through my mobile sharing, so that and maybe it's good way that we all can practice it. It's like a small workshop. I'll not be able to go in detail everything, but I think a quick borehole can be generated in next say 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay. So geotechnical investigation is backbone of any civil engineering project. Reliability in geotechnical engineering is an essential criteria. And if you have standardized reporting, right, then it can be understood by all. It's not your reporting, it's internationally recognized reporting. And you have GPS coordinate. Nobody can fool you that he was on the ground or not, right? It records the GPS of the location. So we made it Android app because we believe that most of the engineers working on these sites would use Android mobile and not iPhone. But we can actually, suggest the developers to change it to iPhone or iOS acceptable as well. One important point is that what we noticed, and this is when we are practicing, what we noticed is that the cost per borehole is coming around 10 rupees per borehole. And earlier we used to have a rough log at site. Then people will come back home, they will fare it, then they will scan it, then they will email it. And then if it is legible or illegible, depending on that, one person at our office would feed it into software or say Excel sheet, and then we make the BOReLOG. we saw that all of this can be saved with this app, and typically it is saving us around 1.5 hours to 2 hours of our man hours. So whatever lowest cost you can presume of skilled people at site, geologists at site, this is still a saving of 200 rupees plus for us, with a cost of 10 rupees only additional cost because of BOReLOG subscription. Right? So that's the importance. And just imagine that errors are not there because very standardized reporting. So with that, Dr. Rao, can I switch to my mobile phone and I close this?
Yes.
Right, just give me some time. So I'll stop sharing here.
So I request all the participants to download BOReLOG app in Android mobile. Now we will see the workshop.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay. So shall we go ahead with the demonstration, Dr. Rao?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so I'll go to my screen where I have this BOReLOG applications. And if the participants are there, they can see this. I'm a bit a step ahead because I have accepted all the conditions and I'm already on a first screen of projects. Right? But when you come down to this level, okay, here is where you can add a project, or here you can see, that whether you are under free trial or what are the subscription levels. Okay. And then you are at project level. Yeah. So I've created this project. If you all are there, click on project. Once again, I'll show that to go on project, simply touch where the ABC is written. Okay. Right. And you'll see now you can add your project ID, project name, client name, address. I have just put some field term. So I'll show you with edit also. So client name, some address, project in charge, number of boreholes you are going to conduct. You can add, if you are doing any other testing also, like seismic refraction, electrical resistivity, and other tests, you can simply add a number. In BOReLOG, it's not going to, it's just going to show that you did this test, but there's no data entry for these tests. It is just a log. So there you are. And you can say complete the project and save it. Okay. So this was project. You can actually put your organization's name here. So once again, I'll show you. This is at the bottom where organization is written. I just click on that. And here is organization name, organization address, organization logo also, right? So if you want to attach a logo, you can add a logo as well. Then you can add email recipient. On the right bottom corner, you can see email recipients. So you can add recipient 1, recipient 2, and so on. You can add up to 5 recipients and then save. Okay, and it will show email recipients saved. For the time being, if you just want to practice, probably just add your own and save it, 1 recipient. So at the bottom, I'm repeating, first is projects, second is organization, third is email recipient, and you have done it all. So coming back to projects. And then you can enter now for entering the project. So for feeding the project data, you have clicked on left-hand side of that top screen. For completing or entering the further data into it, on the right-hand side, you can see there is a small arrow form. So I click on that. And then you can add the boreholes into it. Right? So I created a particular borehole. So even you can give a borehole ID, right? A borehole location, and it automatically takes care of borehole coordinates. The third point, if you see, borehole coordinates. It will be taken as per your mobile's GPS location. Then you can add sub-agencies details, you know, if you have given to XYZ agency as a sub-agency, rig operators or so on. Then you can add water level or ground level information, initial. What kind of circulation fluid you are going to use, bentonite, slurry, water, or polymer. So you simply touch and it will be selected, right? Then what is your drilling orientation? Yes, mostly vertical, but you may have some inclined orientation as well, and you can touch and make it inclined. If you say inclined, you have to give angle with respect to horizontal. Okay. Then you have type of rig, whether it's mechanical or hydraulic rig. Type of boring you want to do, it's wash boring or now casing diameter, casing depth. If at all you intend to do instrumentation, then you can actually go to details of instrumentation. And then you can add what kind of permeability test, pressure meter test, weighing shear, what you want to do with that. Right. It's moving ahead. Now we have this client representative. You can add a name from your contact list. Right. Or you can type as well. Then you can, if you click on client signature, you can take client signature on phone. You can have company representative and you can take company representative signature as well on phone, right? If you need, you can attach any image. So usually these images are either the core logs, the core boxes, or location of your tripod or machinery where you placed it, right? So this is initial borehole data. Once again, for borehole and borehole data, you touch the left-hand side or of that box, but or you created one. And if you touch the right-hand side, that arrow, now you will go for layer by layer entries, right? So I have entered one layer here just to show. So drilling depth 0 to 1.5, right? I can actually edit it, yeah. weather condition cloudy, right? Water loss, no water loss. I always refer this, that this gives instant idea about whether your type of soil or strata versus your SPT value versus rate of penetration, they all should be in sync. Sample condition, whether it's moist or dry or what you want to write. Then you need to put soil or rock, what you got in that layer, right? So if you can see the soil is highlighted, I'll also highlight, say, rock. The moment I touch rock, you can see that the entry data changes. It is number of core pieces, weathering state, fracture index, structure, grain size. These are the data you need to feed, right? Material strength, mineral type, rock name, RTD, TCR, SCR, right? And if you touch the soil, then you can see that soil type and which type of samples you took. Disturbed sample is DS. If it is SPT, UDS, wash sample, and you can choose and enter. So say presently disturbed sample is highlighted. Then you can have whether it's a fine grained soil or coarse grained. Right? So if it is fine grained, right, then you have it's very soft, firm. The description changes. So that is important. That these are the mistakes sometimes we have seen on site, that people are actually describing it sand and saying soft, right? That doesn't happen. In sand, then you have to talk in terms of dense, loose, and in fine grade soil is stiff or hard. So suppose I choose a coarse grain, you can see that your drop down menu changes to this very loose, medium, dense, very dense, right? And particle shape and so on. Principal soil type you can do. So fine grain, it's soft, right? Then you change to clay, right? And then you can add the standard description, whether it's sandy clay or gravelly clay and so on, right? Minor constituents, if any, remarks. And then you can also take a picture. So the moment you touch that, this right-hand side, if you see those small screen in black and white, right bottom, if you touch that, right, you can actually then go to on the top again, on the right-hand side, you can see camera. So you can actually use your camera, right? And then I can take any color or anything, say this one, multicolor, save it, right? And then, choosing a particular color, I can say that, okay, I'll go with this color. So this at the bottom, you can see that I have a shade card, right? So I choose a particular thing. And this all is as per Munsel's chart of soil and rock color, right? So I can save that. So this is the way we select the color and gets added there. I have kept it as it is, as it was earlier, but I can actually save it as well. So just choosing a color, and then save it. Okay, and you can see reddish yellow is appearing. So this is the way soil description, even rock description can be done for a layer. So once we have this, you can keep on adding the layers, right, with the plus sign, and then you can keep on adding, right? Once this data is ready, you can go back to your borehole, right? And you have fed all the data, all the details. Now you can go at the bottom of it and okay, I think particularly since I'm connected with Zoom, it is not showing, but there is an option of preparing a report. Okay. So can you all see it on the right bottom corner? There will be a bulleted chart. If you touch that, then you will see that it can prepare the report. And you can actually view that report on your screen. And once that is done, you can actually, on your right-hand top, there will be an arrow to send the report. Okay. So this is the feature. So once again, we are at project level. Once we go inside, we are at borehole level. Once we go inside that, we are at soil layers level. And this is at the right top corner. If you see that flying object, that's the way to send the report. You click on it, you just touch that, and your report will go. Okay. So in any case, I'm sure that this has given a good idea about it. But if you have any confusion regarding use of this application, just go to this 3 dot, the more option on the right top corner, and touch it. It will give you what is BOReLOG. And if you touch the help menu, now there is a very detailed user manual, very detailed. It takes you through step by step, right? And this is in PDF, so you can actually, save it to your laptops and use it as well. So if you see this, right, every step by step, what is where, what are you supposed to understand, what are you supposed to feed, everything is given in this help menu. So whatever you might have missed because of no direct communication at this point of time, you can always go to this help menu and keep on adding this. Very detailed menu. Every screen will be shown. Every screen, what you are supposed to do is told. Look at this. So these are the boreholes coming. Keep on adding them, right? If rock is selected, what will happen? If soil is selected, what will happen? Everything is given. How to take picture and match the color. How those layers are created and how eventually a BOReLOG is created. Even some frequently asked questions like, which phone to use, what is the access to the app, everything is given here. So please use it, and you'll know everything about BOReLOG. Right. So with that, Dr. Rao, I can probably go back to my laptop and take some questions. So
okay, sir. Before question answer session
here and then log in there in the laptop.
Only chat, sir. You need not required. Screen share is not required.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll but join. Okay. So then I can see it probably in mobile itself. So it's fine.
Okay. Okay, sir. So before question answer session, I will share Google Form link, and its purpose is sharing the PDF content of the lecture and the participants' feedback. So I request all the participants to copy the link. So this is the link. I request all of you copy this link. So now I request Mr. Ashish, kindly observe the questions in the chart.
Yes. Yeah, so I have chat open. I can see some questions. I can probably start answering them.
Yes, sir.
So one is, why the app is asking for permission to access our contacts, because if you saw in, when I was showing that you can add actually emails, So instead of typing it out, you can actually take from contacts and simply choose the contact, and then it will add itself. So which is why it was asking for permission to contacts. And yes, in terms of GPS accuracy, yes, it is 3 meter. And usually that is your tripod's spacing as well. So it will come to that accuracy level only at this point of time. I'm sure that in future the accuracy will increase. And yeah, I have this question from Ms. Uma, I guess. Yes. Thank you. So the question is, I'll just read out that I'm sure the app will also give corrected N SPT value. So at this point of time, no, it is giving the raw SPT value. But we have deliberately kept it as simple as possible at this point of time so that the field people can use it. But depending on the requirements, that can be done, the corrected SPT. But we would prefer at this point of time, because a lot of data needed for corrected SPT value. So we'll hold back on that. Right. So thank you. I've got some innovative and helpful remark. Right. How to identify organic soil outside. So while I can answer, the smell and other things, I would still try to focus this session on use of app. At this point of time, I'm not leaving it to geologist accuracy. So you have to define and identify, but yes, smell, color, stickiness, organic soil characteristics we can identify. Can you develop app for the other tests like permeability, liquid limit, plastic limit, like that? That's one question from Vamsi Krishna. Right. So apps can be developed. The use gets very limited to when you are using for permeability, liquid limit, or plastic limit. But it can be developed. The simple answer is yes. Right? Then again, Professor Uma, is there a library of BOReLOGs that the app has and compares the BOReLOGs with adjacent sites? Well, that a very interesting question, Dr. Uma. This is exactly what you can do when you're logging with GPS. If there is a repository, combined repository of all the areas, and if everything is done through one app, you will have eventually a data of the area, and you can actually check that what was the nearest borehole from this location. But at this point of time, we have not enforced it, or we are not using it, but that's exactly the potential use of BOReLOG type of app, that we can have digital database, which can be used not only correlating with nearby sites, but also I'll add here that most of the time we take the color very religiously, we log it in. How many of us have used that color description anywhere in our analysis? How many of us? The color looks to be
Sir, we are unable to hear your audio, sir. Hello? Mr. Ashish? Sir, we are unable to hear.
I have no clue.
Now it is okay, sir.
It's okay. I'm
Now
sorry.
it is okay.
Okay. So this may be a data issue. Sorry about that. So I was talking that how we use the color. We have never used color for any of our interpretations, except that it remains in BOReLOG, right? And the reason is that your red versus my red or maroon or somebody else dark orange, it may be same shade, but we are talking about different soils, or the other way around, that there are different soils, but we are describing it in the same way. So with the color bar and chart, it gives a very specific name. And later on, once we collect thousands of such data and it is digitally available with us, we can actually have a lot of correlations. Right? So I think that comparison answer is there. Then I have Tulsi Shiva Kalyan. Whether this application applicable to other standards such as BS itself. We have checked almost all English-speaking nations' BOReLOG requirements, and it does meet BS, American, South African, Australian, that it takes care of all these codes. Okay. Is there a yes, so Dr. Mumai is saying that a great tool to also check if the SPT testing is in fact done at the site because it is all online. Take the picture. Yes, you can actually take as many pictures. It allows you to have almost 25 megabytes of picture, and that's just to ease the emailing. Otherwise, there is no limitations of taking picture and instantly emailing. So you can send from site and attach it to your BOReLOGs as well. They can remain as an attachment. How to develop, one question from Mr. Thackeray is how to develop detailed report using app. It is a detailed report. It will come out as BOReLOG. So the data entry is what we have seen, but the output is in actually emailed in Excel sheet format and in a complete BOReLOG format. The only thing when to call it complete is also when your laboratory test also redefines, say you have taken a sandy clay description, but you need to check at your lab Atterberg limits to confirm that, or soil gradation to confirm that, then only those adjustments you need to do. Otherwise, it comes out as a exact detailed log in Excel sheet format, so you can even edit it. Sir, is there any codal provision for assessment of color of soil other than Munsell color chart? I have used in this Munsell color chart, but codal provisions are not there. I have not come across, but if someone has come across, please inform me. I'll gain something out of it. But we have used Munsell. The color chart, what we have used in the app is Munsell color chart. Right, sir. I hope I have given most of the answers. If anything missing.
Sir, there is one question. Soil profile can we draw using this BOReLOG?
So no, then see, you have to use multiple BOReLOGs to eventually come with a soil profile, right? So, but BOReLOG is ready in an Excel sheet format where you can actually cut and paste it for any standard software for getting the 3D soil profiling. Sir, how to identify, one question from Mr. Purandar Adike, how to identify filled up soil as per BOReLOG? No, it's, see, why do you want to define? Basically, you define the soil characteristics, whether it's filled or it is in situ or whatever it is, right? But yes, just if it's a loose dump or there is a significant difference between top layer and the second layer, you come to know it is filled up soil. But your purpose is just to log the soil as it is. Right, sir. Any other questions? Or have I missed anything? Yep.
Thank you, sir. There are no further questions.
Right, sir.
So I am thankful to your excellent presentation and the question answer session at the end.
Most welcome.
Thanks to participants. So I will end this session. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.